Hey, boys and girls, how's it going? This is going to help you today with the IXL P.13. Now, check it out. The way I have my screen set up is I have it split between the rotation rules and the IXL. Just my computer's lagging a little bit, but all right, there we go. I'm going to move my face up here because I know everybody really likes to see that. But all right, so what I want to do real quick is I'm going to trash that. So what you want to do here, this is actually, I think this is easier than yesterday's. So what you want to do is you want to check what they want you to do. So on this one, they say the point -3,3 is rotated 270 degrees counterclockwise, okay, around the origin. What are the coordinates of the resulting point Q? So all you're really doing is you're taking this point, all right?
The point Q -3.
She wants to read it.
Is rotated 270 degrees counterclockwise around the origin. What are the coordinates of the resulting point, Q prime?
All right, so we're going to do a 270 degrees counterclockwise, which is right here. So this is the rule we want to follow. So we want to switch these. So we want to put a 3 here and a -3 here. So what I did was I switched them. But then you want to go back and see how there's a negative x. Remember I told you that means the opposite of. So what's the opposite of -3? Just +3. So really what they're saying is when you rotate this 270 degrees counterclockwise, which means going into here, you're going to go over 3 and then up 3. So it should be right there. That's it. So all they're looking for is the points. Look at this one. This is -1, 6. It's rotated 270 degrees clockwise around the origin. We'll go over to here. Let me trash that. 270 clockwise, which is right here. This is the rule. So they want you to follow this rule. So you're going to switch these. So I'm going to flip -1, 6 to 6, -1. Now look at the y here. There's a negative there, so which means the opposite of. So what's the opposite of 6? Well, it's -6. And this makes sense because if we went 270 degrees clockwise, I would end up, this is 90 degrees, this is 180, this is 270. I would end up in the third quadrant. And if you remember the third quadrant, both of my points are negative. Now, 180 is very easy because the rules for 180, you don't have to flip anything. Look at the rules for 180. You just take the opposite of your x and your y. So you just rewrite this in there as -2, -1, and then you ask yourself, what's the opposite of -2? Well, +2. What's the opposite of -1? +1. So this point would be here, right here. And that makes sense because this is 90 degrees and this is 180. So you're basically going like this, 90, 180. All right, let's go a little harder here. Perfect. This will be our last one for us. And you guys should be okay with this. Remember, tomorrow I have that Zoom meeting at 10 a.m. where you can get even more help. So look, I'm going to use this rule because it says a 180 clockwise. So I'm going to take the opposite of x and the opposite of y. So the hardest thing here is just finding all your points originally, what they have right here. So you know you don't have to switch these. So what's the opposite of -2? 2. What's the opposite of -1? 1. I got those points right from here. Now I'm going to do my next one. What's the opposite of 0? Well, there is no opposite, so stay 0. What's the opposite of -1? +1. And now we have this here. What's the opposite of 0? 0. And what's the opposite of -9? 9. That's it. Okay? I might have time for one more. I'm going to jump a level here. Okay. All right. So actually, let me go back down. Here we go. So 270 clockwise around the origin. So here I'm going to dump this. Now I'm going to go, I only have 30 seconds left. So just remember with this one, you're going to flip these because this is 270 clockwise. So basically you're doing this rule right here. So you would flip these points. So 3, 1 would now become 1, 3. And then ask yourself, since there's a negative here, what's the opposite of +1? -1. All right, then you would do that for each point. Okay, remember, 10 a.m. Zoom meeting today at 10 a.m. Okay, I might have said tomorrow, but